Song of Solomon 5 verse 2 says this: I slept, but my heart was awake. A sound, my beloved is knocking. And this is what our beloved says: Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. For my head is wet with dew, my locks, talking about hair, with the drops of the night. So we've been asleep all night because God has given us that gift. God has been pouring out blessing upon blessing on us. He's been singing over us. He's been nourishing us as only He can. He's covered us with His banner that reads love, like a big headline. And now we are in that in-between state. We're not asleep, but we're not quite awake yet. But we hear something or someone, and He's knocking on our heart because He is so excited to start this day with us. He's like, come on, let's get going together. You're not going to believe all this great stuff that I have for you today. I have strength, I have mercy, I have love. All of these things that He has been preparing for us. He has guidance. And of course, He has His presence. And I love that so much that He's so excited. If we barely start stirring, He goes ahead and knocks on our heart's door saying, come on, come away with me. We're going to have this amazing time together. I love it so much. But He also says in this verse that His head is drenched with dew. Dew is very common in my region. I'm not sure if it is yours, but super common here. Have any of you all ever been camping? I know I look like I'm a very experienced camper. I'm not. I don't enjoy camping. I wish that I did. I love to go hiking. And so if I could just get into primitive camping that much, I could go so much further. So it's still kind of a goal of mine, but I'm not into it right now. And the very few times that I've been camping is definitely evident that I needed a tent. Why is that? Because the next morning there was dew covering everything. If you had not placed anything in storage properly, if you just left it out accidentally and the dew fell, it was a soggy, wet mess the next day. And just full transparency, I am a little bit claustrophobic. And one time I was tent camping at a youth event, and I was so claustrophobic that I have to kept unzipping the tent just to get some air. Like I was on the struggle bus, and I would wake up and my face would be soaked. It was just a horrible experience. And so the dew really does get you, at least again in my region of the woods. And of course, you're concerned about animals with tent camping. You need some kind of shelter, but you especially need it for that dew to not get you, and so that you can have a decent start to your day. Again, not a big fan of camping, but we're going to go for it. But Psalm 36:7 says this: God, your faithful love is so valuable that people take refuge in the shadow of your wings. So when God says that His head is drenched with dew in Song of Solomon, you can know that's proof yet again that you are in the shadow of His wings all night long. And He allowed that dew to fall on His own head instead of yours. Why? Why would He do that for us? Again, Psalm 36:7 is very clear. It's because of His faithful love. It always comes back to how much He loves us. And He keeps proving it with His daily care. That is your God. That is your beloved. He gave you sleep. He gave to you while you were sleeping. He sang heartily over you, nourishing you, covering you with that banner of love. And He is tucking you in as tight as possible so that the dew that should be on your head and should be on my head is on His. So, what can dew represent? Well, to me, it honestly can just mean the harshness of day to day life, right? There are circumstances that just go on around us that we have no control over, that He is protecting us from. And I truly do believe that when we get to see Him face to face, we are going to be shocked at how much He has actually protected us from. But also, I think that it can be consequences. And so many consequences, y'all, that I should have on my own head, He has completely and totally taken it on His own. And so dew represents that for me, but honestly, it can mean anything that you want it to. He is willing to do that for you and for me. I love that about Him. That's how much He loves us. So now it is early morning, and we come to one of my favorite scriptures.